What's a zoology?
The scientific study of the behavior, structure, physiology, classification, and distribution of animals.
What? What do you want with me?
This is a eukaryote, and this is a prokaryote, and you are a eukaryote because you have multiple cells, and prokaryotes only have one.
I want to go home.
They're both similar in the way that they both have plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and ribosomes, but eukaryotic cell is normally larger than a prokaryotic cell.
What wire do I cut?
We classify animals to establish the difference and similarities and to understand how complex.
That doesn't answer my question.
Genus and then species. It's simple. You have time to talk about a Lord and Savior Nadaria. Let me tell you a tale.
Get out my lawn.
Long before time had a name, the three Nadaria came into the world. The first, Hydrozoa. These were primarily in fresh water. They are also dominantly polyps, and they reproduce asexually when there is good conditions, and sexually when they are not favorable.
This chair's not helping my arthritis, gosh darn it.
Hold on, I'll get you a better one.
I need to take my blood pressure medicine soon. You're really making it rise.
Now the next, Cyphozoa. These are the jellyfish. They are aggressive, come in various shapes and sizes. They sense light and dark. They're hermaphrodites. Their sperm and eggs come and become larvae and plant and be polyp. Then it grows and pops up into the water and becomes a medusa. They also have a gastrovascular cavity.
Kids these days and their magic nonsense.
Okay, boomer. Anyways, the last one. Anthozoa. These are anemones and corals. They are primarily polyps. They have a symbiotic relationship with algae. And zooxanthellae provides it with food and sugars from the sun, which is also known as photosynthesis.
Photo what now? I belong to the violent burbera.
Please calm down and take a seat.
I have 4 different cells. 4 spicules, choanocytes, amoebocytes, pinacocytes.
And how does that make you feel?
I have true tissue, so I'm in my own phylum.
Please calm down, sir.
I don't even know what class I'm in. Calcarea, Demospongia, Hexaltinolita.
What's a class?
A taxonomic rank as well as a taxonomic unit. A taxon in that rank when I was younger. My mom used to tell me I would never be good enough. She used to compare me to my cousin Ralph, but he's in Hexaltinolita. I could never do what he does. I mean, sure, I have collar cells, but I don't have 6-rate spicules. I can never have 6-rate spicules. I'm just a common Demospongia. Sure, I have silicus spicules, but I don't have glass silicus spicules. And then there's my friend who had calcium carbonate spicules. I mean, we all have spicules.
That all sounds made up, dude.
Jeremy, what are you watching?
What did you just call me?
What? No!
I've been shot!
Pew, pew.
The bullet did no real damage, but he has been infected by a parasitic tapeworm.
What information is that?
A parasitic tapeworm is a tapeworm that belongs to the phylum Platyhelminthes and is in the class Cestota. There are a couple other classes such as Turbellaria and Trematode, which are non-parasitic flatworms and parasitic flukes. But those aren't important right now. Cestoda absorbs nutrients from their host, so George might be feeling a little weak.
Who in the devil's armpit is George?
Your friend?
Oh, you mean Buddy?
I guess. Anyways, we don't know how big this thing is, but a tapeworm can grow to longer than 12 feet, with several sections being about 1 centimeter long. The body is divided into a head, which bears the organs of attachment, a neck that is the region of segment proliferation, and a chain of prologotids called the strobila.
So is he gonna make it?
The raw or uncooked tissue of an intermediate host is eaten by the definitive host. This leads to an intestinal infection by the tapeworms, who grow into adults and produce eggs. The eggs are passed through the feces of the host.
I have no idea what that means. Is he gonna make it?
I don't know. I just work here. Who are you?
I am Turbularia. I am Turbularia, a free-living flatworm built with a distinct brain. From the brain, 1 to 4 pairs of nerve cords run along the length of the body. Most of us are carnivores, eating tiny aquatic invertebrates such as rotifers. We are predators and simultaneous hermaphrodites, requiring copulation with another individual for fertilization. However, some groups can reproduce by asexual reproduction, but none of that matters. I'm here because you have said too much.
I misspoke. I'm so sorry.
Too late for that. What's up with that guy?
It smelled like trematode in there.
What is that?
They're parasitic flukes. They absorb nutrients from their host.
Like that thing that you have?
No, I have a cestoda. The difference between the two is the trematode has a leaf-like shape, and also their eggs hatch into larvae that will infect aquatic mollusks as a first intermediate host. And also, they require 3 hosts to complete their life cycle.
I don't understand the word you're saying.
Okay then.
You don't sound like the buddy I know.
I'm not.
I need to find a pet to keep Buddy company while I'm at work. One of these creatures would be a good pal. What about this little bud?
Do you have any questions, sir?
What about, can you tell me about this little guy?
Bivalve mollusks are completely enclosed by a shell made of 2 valves hinged at the top inside the shell. They have a simple head without eyes or tongue. The muscular foot typically has no soul, is flattened laterally, and is used for burrowing and general locomotion. Bivalves just have a single pair of gills.
Okay, what does it eat?
They get their energy by eating phytoplankton.
Okay, so what are bivalves and what are mollusks?
The bivalve is the class, but a mollusk is the phylum. This phylum includes mussels, clams, oysters, squid, octopus, snails.
What do snails have in common with those tentacle thingies?
Every animal in the phylum Musca has a muscular foot, visceral mass, a mantle.
Is this thing hard to take care of?
Not really, but
I'll take it. Buddy, I'm home.
it's about time. Where did you go?
I got you now a new pal to keep you company while I'm away.
What is that thing?
I think his name is Violet or something. I don't know. The worker told me to meet him at a barn to fix a valve, I think. He was talking about my class, you smooth brain. I'm from the class Bivalvia. Oh my stars, it speaks!
What's a class?
You should know, you're a cestoda. Then you have other cousins, but I bet they're not as fun as mine. There's the chitons, they're called Polypocophora. They're multiplated and can roll up. They eat raspin algae and other encrusted food off the rocks on which they crawl. Sadly, they are prey, so I go to a lot of funerals. In most chitons, fertilized eggs are shed singly or in gelatinous strings, and once fertilized in the water column, they develop into free-swimming and ciliated, and they soon elongate and then directly develop into a juvenile chitin. There is no valvular stage.
Wow, that's just a mouthful.
There's also the gastropods. They are snails and slugs. They have a head, body cavity, and one big muscular foot. Some species scrape algae from the rocks along the ocean floor. They're food to multiple animals, such as birds and fish. The main aspects of their life cycle of gastropods include egg laying in the eggs of gastropods, the embryonic development of gastropods, larva or larval state. Some gastropods may be trichophore and or valvular.
Why are these so long? It's almost as if you got this stuff from the internet.
Don't worry about that. Anyways, the last one is cephalopods. They're squids and cuttlefish. They have 8 to 90 arms, have a brain, a mantle, and a funnel, also known as a siphon. They're predators that will hunt fish, crustaceans, and sometimes other cephalopods. Embryonic, perilarval, juvenile, subadult, adult, and senescent, and each life cycle is taxon specific.
Seriously, what websites do you use?
You learn too much.
Are you or one of your loved ones suffering from bleeding of the eyes, pooping random plastic babies, or jaundice? Contact your doctor today about annelida. These guys are coelomates. They have a long and segmented body. Annelids are bilaterally symmetrical. They have a nephridia. That's the first kidney. The body is covered with a thin cuticle. These include the classes Oligochaeta, Polychaeta, and Herduina. Side effects may include polychaeta. These have many bristles. They are well-developed paired paddle-like appendages, well-developed sense organs, and numerous setae. Some polychaeta have no heart. They are carnivorous predators, deposit feeders, suspension feeders, herbivores, and opportunistic feeders, serving on one hand as predators on small invertebrates. The fertilized eggs typically hatch into trochopophore larvae, which float among the plankton and eventually metamorphose into adults by adding segments. Another side effect may include oligochaeta. These have few bristles. They have a few setae, or bristles, on the body. Some oligochaeta have 7 hearts. Most oligochaetae feed on a diet of detritus, which is dead or decaying organic matter. Most oligochaetae will be classified as predators or detrivores. Budding can occur, where new individuals bud out of the parent's body and eventually break free. Rapid asexual reproduction usually occurs in early to mid-summer. Talk to your doctor if you're experiencing Hirudinea. These are leeches, a small sucker which contains the mouth at the anterior end of the body and a large sucker located at the posterior end. Some Hirudinea have 2 hearts. These are a blood-sucking species. They eat large meals and consume significant energy digesting them and excreting waste. These are mainly predators, between 2 days and several months after mating, depending on the species. Eggs are laid inside a cocoon in the female reproductive system. The eggs hatch while still inside, and the juveniles develop while feeding on the nutritive albumin with the cocoon. They are then released into the environment.
Wow, this place looks ancient.
It's my grandma's basement. What did you expect?
This thing looks like it's from the 50s.
Opening it up.
It has a password.
Let me try something. Boom, I'm in.
What was the password?
Her name. I'm not even surprised.
There's only one file. Do I open it? I'm gonna open it.
Really, another freaking power outage? I'm getting sick of this.
What? Are you scared of the dark or something?
No, I just prefer to see things.
Everyone, be quiet. This file is weird looking. There's some link to a website I've never heard of.
Well, then click on it and let's see what happens.
What is it?
It looks like some sort of file.
What's it about?
Something about arthropoda.
Looks like some sort of mutated experiment on bugs.
Okay, let's just focus on the first part. It's talking about the origin of the test subjects. The first thing looks like a millipede. The file says myriapod.
Read it.
Why? You can't?
Of course I can. I just don't want to be...
I'll just read it. Specimen composed of elongated and numerous segments, has a layer of tissue that surrounds the midgut and has energy storage. This class is detrivorous, with the exception of centipedes, which are chiefly nocturnal predators. Specimen begins its life with a number of trunk segments and leg pairs, and obtains the remaining ones through a series of molts. Number of molts documented up to this point, 6.
I only absorbed like a third of that information.
Same.
It doesn't matter. This next file is labeled arachnid, so obviously some sort of spider, right?
Ew.
I'm pretty sure there's like 50 spiders in here with us at the moment.
I'm attempting to ignore that.
Anyways, specimens range in length from about 1 millimeter to 4 meters. Some seem to have special excretory structures called coaxial glands and malphigian tubes. Specimens have two body regions, a cephalothorax and an abdomen. Specimen is a predator that relies on consuming other organisms for energy. Life cycle observed up to this point: egg, spiderling, and adulthood.
I don't like that they keep using the term specimen. It's weirding me out.
What's the next one? I'm done hearing about spiders.
The last file wasn't just spiders, it was also scorpions, mites, ticks.
Got it.
Okay, the next file is labeled Insecta. It says this is the largest class of arthropods. Specimen usually mate once and lay many eggs at once. Specimen is made up of three main body segments: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Specimen is both predator, prey, and parasite, and gets its energy from fat reserves. Life cycle observed up to this point: larva, pupa, and adult.
The picture looks like some sort of weird beetle.
I think this file's talking about like insects in general.
Okay, this is setting me on edge. Why does my grandma have this?
Let's
What?
just read the last one and get this over with.
I feel like I'm being watched. Please say that's not just me.
We're probably just paranoid. Can you read the last file?
Okay. The last file is labeled crustaceans. It says specimen has two pairs of antennae, a pair of mandibles, a pair of compound eyes, and two pairs of maxillae on their heads, followed by a pair of appendages on each body segment. It shows like a shrimp-looking creature.
It looks like a shrimp, but also doesn't.
None of the pictures look like any real animal I can name, but they seem to be put into the same classes as animals.
Yeah, let's just keep reading. Specimens are either active predators or scavengers, and they consume both plant and animal materials. The digestive system is the body system responsible for processing and digesting food, as well as converting that food into energy and nutrients.
Specimens like multiple? That's new.
That's what it says.
Wait, where's Sean?
He was just here. What's that noise?
What?
He's probably just playing some joke. It's not funny.
So, what's this whole record about?
It's some sort of mental experiment, I think. It talks about aggressive behavior, fear of light, hissing, and then them tearing their own limbs off.
This is freaky. Why does my grandma have this?
And how long has the power been out for? It's that noise again.
Welcome to class. Today we are going to present our TED Talks to the class. Any volunteers to go first? No? Okay, I'll choose. Jade, come on up.
This is my presentation on the phylum Echinodermata. Echinoderm literally means spiny skin. They are only in the sea and have radial symmetry. They usually have 5 points, but can have more. The top of an echinoderm is called the arboreal. The bottom side is known as the oral. The first class is Astrodea, sea stars. Sea stars are mostly invertebrates. They typically have a central disc and usually 5 arms, though some species have a larger number of arms. The arboreal, or upper surface, may be smooth or spiny, and this is covered with overlapping plates. Starfish, also known as sea stars, get their energy from a process called predation. Some are predators, while others are scavengers. The sea star spawns by releasing eggs and sperm into the water, where the eggs are fertilized. Females can release up to 2.5 million eggs. Fertilized eggs develop into free-swimming larvae. After about 3 weeks, the larvae settle and morph into adults. The next class is Echinoidea, sea urchins. Sea urchins have a hard shell covered with small knobs to which spines are attached to. They use tube feet to obtain water. They have a similar function to earthworms. Sea urchins are omnivores. Their main diet is algae, but they eat some animals too. When a female sea urchin lays their eggs, the young urchins start off as larvae, and then they take a few months for the larvae to develop into small, baby sea urchins. It takes 2 to 5 years before a new sea urchin can reproduce.
Tokyo Drift. Hi, my name's Rizzy, and my name is Policeman. Do you want to be friends? Yeah, let's be friends. Yay! Best friends, best friends. Wee.
You'll never catch me, suckers.
Why are you moving like that?
I don't know. Is it A? The viewers want me to do this. B.
All chordates possess, at some point during their larval or adult stages, 5 distinct physical characteristics.
Or C. I'm magic.
What viewers? Dang it, I lost them.
Thank goodness for that distraction. Anyways, now that we're back, I need to get into the basement, but I seem to have lost the key. Can you guys help me find it?
It's behind you. It's behind you.
There it is. What does it say?
These 5 synapomorphies are a notochord, a holodorsal nerve cord, an endostyle or thyroid, pharyngeal slits, and a post-anal tail.
Cool.
You guys can't follow me.
That was a sick Tokyo Drift, dude. Okay. Chief, all this guy said was, quote, all chordates possess, at some point during their larval or adult stages, 5 distinct physical characteristics, and something about viewers. Oh, he's describing chordates. What even is that? Oh, I'm going to tell you is something about fishes, a type of chordate. There are 3 different types. There's Agantha. They have an absence of paired fins, the presence of a notochord both in larvae and adults, and 7 or more paired gill pouches. Then there are the members of Chondrichthyes. They all lack true bone and have a skeleton made of cartilage. And Osteichthyes, they have a skeleton of bone, they have scales, paired fins, and 1 pair of gill openings. They have jaws and paired nostrils. How is this going to help us catch him? Patience, young one. Okay. Hi there, back so soon. Or sooner than I thought. I'm just learning how to start a fire for camping. But, come take a look behind me. There's all the info you need on how to do it. What's this you say? It's just info on amphibians. Let's read it together. It says,
Anura/Salinitia. Frogs and toads. Frogs have thin, permeable skin that lets them absorb water and oxygen. A layer of mucus helps keep frogs moist and makes them feel slimy. On the other hand, toads have dry, thick skin. And then there's Urodelia and Cautata. These are newts and salamanders. Most newts have webbed feet and a paddle-like tail, which makes it easier to live in the water. Salamanders typically have longer and more rounded tails, with well-developed toes for digging in soil. A newt's skin is rough and looks like it's covered in warts, while a salamander's is wet, slick, and shiny. Well, that's interesting. Get down, you're under arrest, scum! This guy's file is so weird. The first thing that you see is, if I don't get all this information, Mr. Douglas will steal my kneecaps. Then it says, oh, this is getting boring. What do you want me to do about it? Do a dance while reading it and talk funny. The viewers will love it. Alright, fine. Do you have to say it word for word? Yes. Okay, fine. Squamatata are lizards and snakes. They have an elongate cylinder with a well-defined head separated from the trunk by a prominent neck and 4 well-developed limbs. Then it says, Testundis. These guys are turtles/tortoises, and their shell consists of upper carapace and lower plastron connected laterally by their shell. The shell consists of upper carapace and lower plastron connected laterally by bony bridges. Tortoises have a more rounded and domed shells, where turtles have thinner, more water dynamic shells. My legs are starting to hurt a little. Okay, now it is saying crocodile are crocodiles. They have a secondary palate, heavy cylindrical body, a large triangular head, legs. The legs are short. The toes are webbed. They have a long muscular tail, long flat plates on belly, kneeled ones on back, hot forward chambered, and also the snout is the main differentiator between the two, with the crocodile having a narrower snout. It's over finally. Are you happy? I am, and so are the viewers. By the way, you guys suck at frisking. I managed to sneak a whole pack of dynamite with me. Now, time for kaboom. No!